Right, hello, people watching this back. There's a bit here that's all about a UK Home Office report that was published indicating that drug policing boosts violence. So, yeah, I'm on YouTube now. I was on TikTok a minute ago, so let me just refresh my brain on how to speak on YouTube, which means I can say cannabis, I can say drugs, I can say legalize it. Yeah, so here we go. Welcome in, people. Like I say, there's an interesting report that's come out here. It says drug related law enforcement is more likely to increase violence than reduce it, indicates a report commissioned by the government of the United Kingdom. Whether the government will revise its drugs policies accordingly remains to be seen. 6 likes. Oh no, 0 likes. Anyway, so yeah, they did. There's a study that was commissioned by the UK Home Office. It was done by Rand Europe. I don't know what that is particularly. I haven't researched what that means, but I presume it's some kind of research company or study group. Yeah, and so they found that like disrupting the supply chain by like arresting drug gang leaders actually promoted more violence than like leaving them alone, kind of thing. Something to do with like breaking up the supply chains um, means that like more violence occurs to do with rivalries between gangs and fighting over supply and stuff. And yeah, I really need to read that again because I'm talking absolute nonsense about it. Let's see if I can get it up. That's what she said. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, no one's here, so bugger. I did say I'm going live every day, so is it 7 o'clock yet? I said 7 o'clock, didn't I? Not yet. 6:45. Anyway, so let's have a look what else I can put on the background in the meantime for you people watching back. Canophobia. Canophobia, a new idea I came up with today, which just says what it says, does what it says. It's just an idea to say that governments are somewhat canophobic at the moment in the world, who are like interested in enforcing strong punitive cannabis policies. So canophobia is like, oh, I'm afraid of cannabis and cannabinoids, and they should be kept illegal, that kind of thing. Hello, Hannah Jones. Nice to have you here. Thanks for saying hi. How are you doing? Right, so that's that. This one. Chile, yeah. Chile. A group of lawmakers in Chile. Hello. A group of lawmakers in Chile has introduced legislation that would legalize the use and cultivation of marijuana for those 18 and older, marking a significant step toward reforming the country's cannabis laws. Chile, South America. So they're doing some positive steps there. They're trying to legalize it, and the details of that are that you will be allowed in Chile to have 800 grams annually in your home stored, 40 grams in public, and 6 flowering plants at home, or 2 meters squared growing space at home. I think they mentioned that they're going to set up cannabis clubs as well, up to 500 members in each. So, I think looking at that, it seems like there's a kind of a bit of secret exchanging going on between countries as to like how to change cannabis laws, and they seem to be exchanging information because the Chile one sounds very similar to the Germany one, for example, or the Maltese one. How to regulate legal cannabis in a country, and they all seem to be going for similar kinds of approaches at the moment. So it would be good if they could do like a global symposium on cannabis laws, and they like all the world leaders could get together and discuss it a bit more sensibly. Rather than just blanket banning it, there are other options, you know, to decriminalize it, to legalize it, to regulate it, to think of it in terms of how do you reduce the harms associated with these drugs and increase the benefits of it. Hello. So Chile's doing well there. So with things like that going on, I think that there might be a kind of osmosis into this country, that other countries are going to start talking to us about their new policies and how they're working, and we're going to like eventually it's going to osmose into our country's brains, and then after a little while of discussion and reasoning it through, they may well decide to go for a decriminalization or legalization approach in this country. So the more countries that legalize and decriminalize, the more examples it sets for our country to take on board the lessons of those countries and to have like evidence-based policies that support people who use cannabis and also support society who doesn't use cannabis. By like eliminating the black market trade, you make society safer for people who don't use cannabis as well, because obviously violence and like human trafficking goes on in the cannabis drugs trade. And that's even recently there was an explosion in a cannabis grow house facility. I say it's a facility, but it was an illegal operation, and 2 people were killed in an explosion of gas canisters that were being used to create butane hash oil, or whatever you call it, BHO. And it killed 2 people. So there are risks of fire. There's also energy stealing that goes on in these illegal cannabis grows. So it makes it safer for society if you can nip those black market grows in the bud, get it all above board, make sure there's safety protocols and quality control and all the normal procedures with creating a product for the market. So yeah, how's it going, people? There seems to be 5 people here, but no one said anything, so are you all bots? Are you real? Say hello. Yep. If it was legal, it would be taxed too. Seems like a smart decision for them, yeah? Yeah. Chris Barnesy, welcome in. The truth of it is we just want loads of choices on strains and plenty of hash choices. Give us all the hash! You're absolutely right. The truth of it is we don't care about all these other things. We just want the hash and the rosin. We want the new hash, the new strains, the THC vapes. We want the rosin, the resin, the wax, the shatter. We want it all. I swear even the royal family was dabbling and dabbing. I read that King Charles is apparently growing his own weed recently. Does anyone have any more information on that? Growing his own, is that legal? I still haven't found that article yet. I was meant to do that, but can anyone quickly do a search to find out what the King's up to with regard to growing weed? I've never tried any concentrate. Is it worth the investment? I don't know, man. I've only tried the Nevsky one, Nevstract. And I tried it. It was too strong and potentially dangerous because it made me hyperventilate actually. So I don't know whether there's something wrong with the product. I have heard some claims that it's not real extract. It's been sprayed with terpenes and stuff like that. So I don't know what's true anymore with regard to that, but I didn't have a very good reaction with it. So yeah, but I mean, hash is a kind of a bit like a concentrate, isn't it? But like you're talking about resin and rosin, wax, shatter, stuff like that for dabs. It definitely is really fucking strong, so it might be worth the investment. No, we definitely need to legalize and stop falsely prosecuting people and using up resources and prison space on a plant when it could be used for real offenders. Yeah, definitely. Real offenders, people actually doing harm to other people rather than having a good time by themselves. I get you. Has anyone here tried concentrates? Is it worth the investment? Because they are expensive. And you get like 2 grams in a pot for like, what, 50 quid or something? So, I think they're still a bit expensive for me. Yeah. Chris Barnesy says you've got to be careful with stuff like that. You've got to know where it's come from and it's a proper authorized source because you've got to be careful on what you're smoking. Yeah. 1 sec. No, nothing. But you would only use a very small amount of the 2G pot, right? Yeah, but it goes down quickly. It does go down quickly. It does go down quickly. Right, so that's that can activist thing. Let's put a different background on now. We talked about chili, didn't we? We talked about the initial. Let me go back to this. This, because I don't think I showed it to you when you were here. So there's been a Home Office report recently that indicates that drug policing boosts violence. Drug-related law enforcement is more likely to increase violence than reduce it, indicates a report commissioned by the government of the United Kingdom. Whether the government will revise its drug policies remains to be seen. I just looked it up and you were right. Recent news says King Charles was growing weed. Woo! But what did it say about the legality of it? How's he doing it? Has he been busted? Or did the police say, oh, don't worry about it, you're the king? Carry on, king. Okay, Chris Barnesy, thank you for showing up. Good to see you on the lives. Come to the Discord if you want to keep chatting. With your powerful chats, your powerful message. Yeah, got a good brain of legalization on him, Chris Barnesy. Comes out with a lot of good arguments and facts. So, a welcome contributor to the channel. Thank you for coming. And he's won 2 rounds of Comments Hall of Fame. 2 rounds of Comments Hall of Fame. Because his comments are so awesome, I have to keep putting them in the Comments Hall of Fame, you see. So, kudos to Chris Barnesy. There you go. Have some love, my bro. One love. One love, says Big Foz. One love. Anyway, I've gone nuts. Right, so they found out again that drug policing is no good. It just makes more violence happen. Did I talk about canophobia on here yet? I did talk about canophobia. That was the first thing I spoke about, right? You can use that word if you want about people who go, oh, cannabis, no, it's illegal. You can say, are you canophobic or something? Apparently he's known for trying alternative meds, yeah. Ah, the king, yeah. Did it say anything about the legality on it? So now he's growing weed. I read the report that he was using it medically, but now he's growing it? I need to check that out. Canophobia, if anyone's coming at you with like, oh no, cannabis, no, causes psychosis. Are you sure about that? Or have you just got canophobia? Brought on by years of propaganda and prohibition. So that says, I use cannabis for pain relief. And underneath it says, I don't owe anyone an explanation. I think he gets away with it. Because he says he only does it for medical reasons. The king growing his own weed. That's got to be an outrage. If the king's doing it, we should be allowed to do it. The king has returned. Na na body la manu. Na spetnya barabi barabo. What a tune, The Lion King, eh? The Lion King, he smokes weed as well, because it's obviously free and legal in the Lion King land. The Weed King. Yeah, come on, man. And let us not forget, of course, that 66% of police officers believe that cannabis has already been decriminalised. Enforcing Class B drug laws not a priority, say 2/3 of officers in a poll. Rock and roll, Nick Francis, hello. Sup to you, welcome in. How you doing? We've learned that the king is growing weed, apparently. Cannabis has already been decriminalised, but no one cares. It hasn't really been decriminalised. It's not been officially decriminalised, but some police forces have de facto, effectively decriminalised it. See you in a bit, bro. I have been sat here scrolling for ages. Gonna roll a zoopski. See you in a bit. See you in a bit, bro. Okie dokie, thanks for that. I've never seen you before. Nick Francis, you've been here before, right? On the channel. I seem to recognise your name somehow. But then there's a Warren Francis as well that goes around. So do you know each other? See, this is almost like false news, isn't it? Cannabis has been decriminalised. Police believe. Well, who... Who's telling them that, though, isn't it? They just believe it? Yeah, boy. Yeah, you've been here before. So who's telling them that it's been decriminalised? They believe that it's been decriminalised, but it hasn't actually been decriminalised? I mean... Anyway, that post is doing really well on X at the moment. So, yeah, great news, everyone. I love this background idea. It's really cool. Having backgrounds on the thing, it makes it look so much better. I guess this is relevant in a way, but on TikTok, they are now saying at the bottom of their regulated goods and commercial activities, you are now allowed to, what does it say? You're now allowed to advocate for the reform of drug policy and regulations, it says at the bottom. You can't really read it, but it says, nice one, Bevrys. That sounds cool. Bevrys. Yeah. So on TikTok, they're actually allowing you now to talk about the subject in a way that leads towards getting rid of prohibition. So it's almost like TikTok itself is actively supporting drug campaigners now, which wasn't on there. I swear it wasn't on their list of rules before. I have been looking at their rules, so they keep getting busted for infractions and stuff. Yeah, thanks for subbing, man, if you're still there. Of course, we have the LC UK t-shirts, and it's 420 coming up, so get your LC UK t-shirts in for 420, but they won't arrive in time. So maybe you have to get them for afterwards. But they're going around. They are available. They've got a pink one as well, LC UK. And back to beverages. THC beverages are sorely missing from UK supermarkets and dispensaries, and dispensaries are sorely missing from the UK shopping world. Yeah, dispensaries are missing, and THC drinks are missing, and so it's kind of frustrating seeing what's going on in other countries, how their policies are changing and allowing for different kinds of fun and products. So, but it's also nice to know that, well, if our country does go down that road eventually, we know what's going to happen, and we know the kinds of things that are available because we've seen it all happening in other countries beforehand. So, they're living in the future, we're living in the past. At a certain point, we'll start catching up to the present, and then the future will come to the present, the past will come to the present, and we'll all be in the present together, and we'll be like, we're living in the present moment now with cannabis legalized, decriminalized for personal possession, sold in shops. It sounds like a revolutionary idea for this country, but it's like so normal in like 24 recreational states in the USA and Canada itself, Uruguay, Malta, Luxembourg, South Africa, Mexico. One territory in Australia has legalized recreational use as well. The capital of Australia, Capital Territory in Australia. What else? Germany. Yeah, so we know what's possible. It's just getting it to filter through to our boneheaded government. And they can't be boneheaded forever, They're going to go, nuts to it. Something's changed in cannabis. It's not so bad as it used to be. It's a soft drug, and it's softer than alcohol. Right, there's only one person here, no one's saying anything, so that will do for today. 25-minute session with you lot, and obviously it makes a decent video to watch back as well. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. We're rounding people up for 420, so come and celebrate. Yeah, that's the word. Come and celebrate the Smoke Fest, the demonstration, the protest on Sunday in Hyde Park. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and good night.